are willing to learn a white Eastern European name that has no vowels, but can't wrap your head around Kamala, you need to ask yourself why.
Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. So I've got news for you guys, and it might be bad news for some of you. It might be worldview crushing reality check. The Democrats are racist, but they sincerely believe that when they do it, it's not racism. I've got a video to prove it. I wish I could say it was surprising. I'll show you all this in just a moment, guys. But before I do, thank you so much to everyone that's been subscribing, everyone leaving such great comments. I really appreciate the support. If you haven't already, guys, join us. Help us to continue to grow. Like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. So it's all about Donna Brazile on Bill Maher. And I have to be honest, Donna Brazile, she's a very, very difficult person to figure out from one day to the next. She'll go from completely reasonable, old school, classical liberal, ACLU type, who can view a situation in a completely, believe it or not, bipartisan way and give a pretty reasonable explanation. And then the next day she shows up and she's a complete and total, in the tank, dyed-in-the-wool textbook leftist propagandist, and that's all she is. And you never know which one you're going to get. At least with Bill Maher, another very reasonable liberal, actually, a reasonable person as far as liberals go. The only thing that you know he's going to be insane on is anything to do with Donald Trump. But Donna Brazile, man, she seems to spread her insanity out a little bit more willy-nilly. Just take a look at this take of hers.
And Vivek needs to just shut the hell up and go home. I'm tired of it.
We all hate Vivek. Okay. It's Vivek. Vivek.
Well, whatever.
Not that I
Vivek.
whatever. Would you say that about other
Donna,
ethnic?
I'm Donna. Vivek. Is it Vivek Ramaswamy? Ramaswamy?
Ramaswamy.
Thank you so much. I learn so much when I come on this show.
I know, but
Vivek needs to go home.
Yeah. I agree.
He runs it.
I just feel like there's something wrong with everybody refusing to learn to say his name.
Vivek.
I just feel there's a little racism there. There's just a little. Okay.
Vivek, I'll say it.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying. It's like, I know we don't like him, but just say his name right.
You're the first one I've ever heard say that.
I could be wrong. Maybe it's not Vivek.
Yeah, maybe
no, it is Vivek, because I heard him do a rap and he said it rhymes with cake.
Okay, all right.
And this is what the CNN audience needs to know.
Yeah, so that's who they are, man. And so Bill Maher, almost to his credit, he almost mentions the insane hypocrisy, but he chickened out. He checked himself. He was too scared to put himself out there, which is kind of surprising because he likes to do that. But he almost said it, when he talked about other figures. But like I said, he chickened out. Now, think about what we just saw there. A leftist refusing to say Vivek's name correctly and then told him to go home. I can only assume that's a knock on his Indian heritage. But guys, can you imagine if that was some right-wing establishment hack on TV refusing to say some liberal's ethnic name and then saying that they should just go home? That would be hell to pay, man. We would literally never hear the end of it. The left, it's almost like a prerequisite for them to just be such blatant and unapologetic hypocrites that they have no choice. And before you guys get too far ahead and think I'm making too much out of too little, look.
As Kamala said,
you know who's further left than crazy Bernie? Kamala,
or what? Kamala or Kamala, I don't know.
There are timeshare salesmen you would trust more than Kamala Harris.
I'd just like to come back to Kamala Harris for a second. I've noticed Randy and several other Republicans who seem to make a habit of mispronouncing her first name. Her name is pronounced Kamala. Not Kamala, not Camilla, it's Kamala. She's a sitting senator. She's the first woman vice presidential candidate on a major ticket. She will probably be your next vice president, and she deserves your respect. Donald Trump today called her a monster on that interview with Fox News. Women in politics have a hard time as it is. I mean, this is just revolting, the treatment that she's being given. So I would just like to see her be respected.
Her name is pronounced comma, like the punctuation mark la, Kamala. Okay? Seriously, I've heard every sort of bastardization.
So what?
That's how it is, Kamala.
Okay.
Well,
but
I think it's out of respect for somebody who's going to be on the national ticket. Pronouncing her name right is actually not. It's kind of a.
So
bare
I'm
minimum.
disrespecting her by mispronouncing her name unintentionally. So it begins. You're not allowed to criticize Kamala Harris or Kamala Harris or whatever because Kamala Harris.
Whatever.
You are willing to learn a white Eastern European name that has no vowels, but can't wrap your head around Kamala. You need to ask yourself why.
Yeah, so the mispronunciation of the vice president's name was essentially an example back then of the worst kind of racism possible. The left demanded that she be, respected and expected literally anyone who couldn't say her name to be re-educated immediately or literally face exile. And I think that's exactly what Bill Maher was about to mention, but before he totally checked himself. But that is really what anyone should immediately recognize when this topic comes up. Never, ever, ever miss a moment to draw attention to the blatant hypocrisy of the left, as if it would do anything. I guess it just makes us feel better. But really, honestly, their hypocrisy, it's not even surprising anymore. Not even a tiny bit, And, people who want to stand up against racism, stand up against intolerance, stand up against anything offensive, basically, really only want to do so when to do so will actually make them more powerful, or when they stand up to make, they stand to make a political gain from it. Racism is not racism when it's directed at Vivek, but it's more than racism. It's worse than racism somehow when it's directed at someone like Kamala Harris. But, here's the most alarming thing about all of it. The only people who even notice it anymore are the people who are already aware of the hypocrisy, already aware of the double standards. You and me, we notice it. The poor mushy brain leftists who are just taking advantage of the double standards to literally promote and protect their fragile worldviews, they really don't even notice anymore. They have no idea. And it's not looking like anything at all will ever break them out of their fog. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm wrong about that, but it is scary, scary stuff. But anyway, guys, that's just my take. Let me know your take in the comments. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. We'll see you in the next one.